Hello and welcome to Climbing Daily. Today is part 2 of our Adam Ondra interview and we talk grades, training for the Olympics, and I might bring up the 9B counter. There was a Black Diamond video which was released recently which talked about training and your whole Olympic thing, but training is fascinating and I think it's very difficult with this new format of the Olympics to be like, okay, I'm going to be a super strong boulderer, I'm going to be fit for lead climbing, and also I'm going to run up a wall as fast as possible. Do you have a lot of expert advice that prepares you for this, or is a lot of it down to you? Do you know the schedule you're going to follow?
So I work with Pachi, so we, I think, have a lot of experience how to be physically strong for bouldering while at the same time having good endurance. Because I look at myself as a climber with some strengths and weaknesses, and I know that having a good endurance is partly because I'm stronger boulderer and I feel that the moves are easier feeling, and that's why I don't really get that tired while doing it, and more power kind of lets you rest in a position where nobody else is able to rest. So I think based on this experience I really know how to train in order to be good boulderer and good lead climber. While at the same time the new school setting in bouldering also forces me to work much more on like this coordination.
Do you see that new school setting to be a positive or a negative towards climbing? Because it attracts more people for sure, which is good for our sport, but then it's...
I don't know. I think it's the best comps are where there's the mixture. I agree that some of the coordination boulders are really nice to look at. Yet at the same time, I think if every single boulder is coordination, it can get boring after a while. And I think also the best test of the competitors are on the complex set of boulders. Sometimes I'm lacking like more kind of like just hard outdoor style boulders. But it's kind of easy to understand because those are where you can't really give too many tries within 4-minute time limit. Because they are hard. You make one try and then you want to rest for 2 minutes. Whereas if it's like coordination, you can give 15 tries within a time limit. And that's kind of like more spectacular because there is no break.
Yeah, I hadn't considered that. So it's that, yeah.
That
so
is,
the
I think,
gets that interaction.
That is the main. I think that's the most important reason why the route setters like it. And that's also like the best ways how to avoid the splits, because the ties. Because there will be also always somebody who is gonna do this coordination dyno in 5 tries and somebody else in 6. If it's a hard boulder problem, it's very probable that somebody will flash it and somebody else will not do it at all.
Rivalry within sport is part of what makes competing fun. Is it hard with climbing, because it's such an individual sport, it's you versus somebody else, is it difficult not to let that become personal? Or because you guys all seem like pretty good friends, but is that hard? You have to sort of remove yourself?
I think like, especially in the recent years, the rivalry that might be is this like very healthy. And I think it has even improved. Like, I haven't never really felt any significant rivalry since I started competing on the World Cup. I heard some stories that back in the 90s it was like much more ego involved. Okay. So yeah, it feels pretty good.
In terms of outdoor climbing, we've talked a lot about indoor climbing, but in outdoor climbing, where do you think the sort of limits are in terms of what we can do? Because you're someone who constantly pushes them, you know. Are you bumping up against that barrier at the moment? You're thinking, you know, there are some things that right now just physically aren't possible, but maybe will be in the future?
Yes. Like, for example, okay, last year I did 9C. I'm pretty sure 9C plus or 10A is possible, but I don't think that anyone can do it right now. In the future, somebody can do it.
Some little kid somewhere is like...
I'm pretty sure strong. I can't ever do 10A.
Really?
If I ever maybe do 9C plus, that there is maybe a chance. 10A for sure not. But I think in 30 years we will see some 10A. But the progression will be slow, that's for sure. Or that's how I think it should be.
So you don't think it should jump ahead? It should be really slow, because I suppose the margins are smaller at that higher grade.
I mean, we can't really... Maybe there will be training method that will completely revolutionize climbing. But if you really want to like stick to the grading scale, that the difference should be the same, And of course, the higher you go in the grading scale, the harder it is to make the progression. And it's not that the grading scale wouldn't be linear. It is, but it is just in the same way. Let's take 100-meter run. It is much harder to progress, to cut down your time by 1% if you're running 10 seconds compared to when you're running 13.
Yeah, I see that.
Just the same way it works with your grading scale. So I don't believe that the progression in the next years will be fast unless we change the grading scale or the difference between the grades.
And you're not an advocate for that? You don't think? You think the way it currently works is okay?
Yes, exactly.
Okay, that's fair.
Let's say in the first 9A was done in 91. Now it's 2018. So it's more than 25 years for grades.
Talking about grades, I'm sure you haven't seen it, but we have something at EpicTV called the 9B counter, where we put the athletes who have climbed 9B this year, and you are currently leading it. And a lot of people ask us all the time about this and about you. So I just want to tell you this competition exists. It finishes at Christmas. So if you could just possibly squeeze in another 9B anytime soon, that means you'll have 3, and it means you're definitely going to win. So next time you need motivation, like extra motivation, it's there. Yeah, I'll send you some links and you can watch
I hope I will get done at least one this year.
Well, it would be good. And also every single week I have to talk about the fact that no one's done one this week. So if you could just step it up a little bit, that would be good for me. Well, Adam, best of luck for the rest of this week of World Championship competition. And of course, good luck for the Olympics. Everyone is behind you. And yeah, good luck.
Thank you.